Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Osiris and welcome back to another video. Late Night Talks with Osiris. You know, us men, we go through a lot. We go to the point where we have to suppress our emotions a lot. We tend to hide a lot from people, how we truly feel, who we truly are, and the things that we're going through usually. Society tells us that it's not man enough to speak your problems, right? But society looks down upon us when we snap. I want to tell you a story of the time I lost my control. I lost control over my emotions and I almost harmed the people that I loved, right? I can't obviously get into the finer details, but there were 3 instances, right? One of the instances I stabbed the cupboards out of anger, threw a dumbbell. Obviously everything was based off of like family problems and whatnot, but I remember there was a point where it all just came from suppressed anger from my younger years, times when I was I mean which kid hasn't been beat up with a belt, but you know, the times when obviously you were beat up with a belt, times where you were bullied, the words that you were said, how you were spoken to by parents and whatnot. And I guess it just kept building and building and building, as well as from all the abuse that's been happening. And I always wondered where this type of anger comes from. And it obviously has come from my childhood. It's basically unresolved trauma, unresolved emotions. I've spoken about these things to my therapist, but I guess at that time I didn't process it properly. I remember the time I picked up that knife and I stabbed the cupboards. I felt exhilarated, right? The anger possessed me, you can say. That was one instance, right? The second instance was at a mall. Can you believe it? So I guess, you know, I also got possessed by anger at that time. You know, I was involved in a fight that wasn't my place to be involved in. And I remember I exploded. People had their phones out. It was embarrassing. And I remember I punched, like, I was in between shelves, you know, aisles, I meant, at the supermarket. And I just remember the whole store going quiet. People were looking at me like I'm a freak. Security obviously escorted me out and people just looked at me like I was a freak. I'll never forget that time. But the good thing is that the security were very, you know, humble. They didn't see me as a monster, they just saw me as, I guess they were trying to help, but you know, I caused a ruckus and embarrassed myself, and it was not the best, you know. And the third time, I think I'll put a picture here. So obviously this photo obviously speaks of the aftermath of what happened. And I remember my whole hand was full of blood. I destroyed the door. I mean, I was trying to protect, you know, my little sister at the time, and it wasn't my place to do that because I guess I took it too far instead of fixing the problem. And I guess I overdid it, and the anger just came out of me because of what happened at the moment, and it's just I lost my mind from that point, and I almost beat up my mom, my father, and I guess everybody, in fact. But it was in the case of my own hands instead of doing that. And in that third instance, I almost went to jail. There's a lot of people that aren't too lucky to have these 3 chances. Some people actually go through with the whole procedure, kill their family, or even not, let alone their family, but like, for example, oh, my girlfriend cheated on me, I'm gonna kill my girlfriend and the boyfriend that she cheated on me with. Some people go ahead and kill their friends because of some stupid thing, you know. Moral of the story is, sometimes us men, when we suppress our emotions too much, there comes a time where we become over emotional. There's a time where we become almost engulfed with this taste for anger. A part of us is like, yeah, this is masculine because we need to show our aggression, we need to, you know. But in all those 3 times I've reflected, and bear in mind, this happened only like, the third time was last year, 2023, the second time was 2022, and the knife incident was 2020. So you can imagine, I was still pretty emotional. The book of Stoicism basically, I mean, it's up to you to read, but one of the key points in Marcus Aurelius's meditations is, feel your emotions, but don't let the emotions control you. And the reason why I made this specific topic in Late Night with Osiris is, I'm not proud of it. I tend to, on my free time, obviously, when I'm not watching self-improvement content, I watch a lot of Coffee House Crimes, Mr. Ballin, and people do crazy stuff out there, you know. And we always ridicule these people, but we never get into the mindset. Yes, we can say they're sick in the head or they're mentally unstable and whatnot, but I always take the time to look at it and be like, I had those qualities. I was psychopathic. I almost did the same thing. I almost ended up on an episode because I murked my whole family, you know. And my anger issues obviously carried on for quite some time. That it wasn't just like family, but there were people that I wanted to hurt, I guess, to get back for all the bullying, you know. And I guess this video is more of a video relating to people who feel that way, people who have repressed anger because they were bullied, or people that were looked down upon throughout their whole life. It's okay, bro. Right now, I understand in the moment it's horrible, but the best thing you can do is just ignore it. Trust me. You will save so much of your life if you don't let anger consume you, right? Because if you let anger consume you, you won't just have like bloody hands or a broken home. You won't have, you'll just save so much trouble, so much. You won't even go to jail, bro. You know what I mean? Control your anger, you know. I think now I made a promise because, you know, the last time was I think the last time was the worst one, because I think I almost got close to like hurting my family too, and the fact that I almost got paid for my consequences. I even got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'll take full accountability, and I wanted them to punish me, but perhaps my thoughts was my punishment, replaying that shit over and over and over. We go crazy, man. We do. The things that we never get to talk about, our emotions, and when we do, we're ridiculed, right? So the question stands, what do men do now? Transmutation, right? Transmute that anger into other things. Boxing, exercise, meditation, journaling, right? And okay, the question someone might ask, what happens if they're in the moment and they're not in the place of doing 10 push-ups right now? Take a deep breath. I realized in those moments I had shallow breath, I wasn't focused, and I zoned out. All I thought was just hurting people. Take a deep breath, right? It might not even be people who are, without weapons, like family or friends, for example. What if it's somebody on the street and you're about to get mugged, but your first instinct is to copy some shit that you saw in some movie? You're gonna get killed, There is consequences out there. Not this ain't a video game, bro. Talking to my younger viewers. This ain't a video game. This ain't like in your fantasies where you think you can win. There are people out there who are willing to kill by any means necessary. So control your anger. I wouldn't want that to be you, because there's big consequences. Whether you can either get killed, you can get arrested, or some other shit in between. You can get disowned, or you can get beat up. We don't know. So control your anger. The thing is that there's not a lot of self-improvement videos about this specific topic, and I felt the need to speak about it because there are videos about that, but mostly it's like from Psych2Go or some other YouTube channel, like psychology based. But I'm talking like man to man. Like, hey, I went through this shit. I did this stuff. I stabbed cupboards. I almost hurt my family. I almost hurt my friends at some point. Something that you can relate with. So, to any guy that's out there watching this, or to any girl that's watching this and you have a guy that can't control his anger, right? I hope this video resonates with you, right? I'm 26. I almost threw my whole life away just for 2 seconds of anger. Our emotions can be amplified to such a point that in those 2 seconds of emotion can change our entire life. We need to watch what we do with our emotions. Imagine the magic you could create, or the strength that you can possess if you transmutated that anger rather than using it in the moment. I know what it's like to be in the midst of anger. Shit just phases out and everything just blurs. But please, don't make the mistakes I did, right? Control your emotions, control your anger, right? I understand that sometimes some of us might have this rage, this inner rage, and maybe past traumas come back. Maybe you got bullied, maybe you got abused by family or whatever. Heal from that, bro. Heal. I know that shit hurts, bro, but you gotta heal from that. Heal from that. Move on. Right? It happened, it's done. What did you learn from that? How can you overcome that? Right? It's embarrassing. I don't know what the thumbnail's gonna be, but it's probably gonna be my hand, a knife, and I don't know what the third one is. Probably some guy with a bloody nose or some shit like that. But what makes you a powerful man is a man who can sheath his own sword, knowing that he has the power to kill, but always keeps his sword sheathed. I messed that up, but it's a quote from Jordan Peterson. I heard it from Jordan Peterson, A true man, or a man who understands his own power, knows that he could do a lot of damage, but keeps it within. That's a man of power. I hope that made sense. So, to all my boys out there, my bros, control your anger. We don't talk a lot about this anger shit, especially in the self-improvement space. What's the point of having a beautiful woman when some shit happens or she ticks you off and then you beat her up. You know, I know niggas do that still in today's modern day and age behind closed doors. I told myself I don't want to have a family, I don't want to get married or have kids until I fix my anger issues, because I don't want to bring the shit I've seen in my life there. On God, bro. I don't want to do that. Right? Because of the shit I've done throughout my life, it scares me sometimes. So, to end off this video, I just want to say this first before I recap. Control your emotions. I'm going to repeat myself after I'm done. If you feel the burst of anger and you're in a place to do it, meditate, work out, right? Speak to somebody if you feel like your anger comes from repressed emotions, right? Journal, right? Breathe, bro. When we're angry, this is how we are, bro. We're shaking, we're trembling, but in here, bro, we're just ready to punch some shit, destroy some shit. We have the power to destroy. Keep that power within. Keep that anger within. Right? Exercise. If you have a practice like boxing or jiu-jitsu or something like that, bro, I need to pick something up like that. But do it. Go there, bro. Use your frustration there. Use your anger to get stronger. But don't use it to harm others, bro. There will be a time and a place for that, right? To protect the ones you love, not to destroy the ones you love. There's a lot of people out there killing their own family members, their own lovers, their own kids, because of mental health, bro. Because they can't control their emotions, right? I understand shit happened throughout your life. I understand maybe you got abused. I understand maybe you got bullied. I understand maybe you got cheated on, bro. But it's not the end of the world. You can still grow, you can still learn from this. Don't make the mistakes, bro, because trust me, if you lose control in any situation, you could lose somebody, you could lose yourself, you can go to jail. Remember that. Alright? I hope this video helps you guys. Remember, control your anger, control your emotions. This is Late Night with Osiris. Mental health talks obviously at this time. I love you guys. Peace.